So what can we do to be more resilient in this moment as we look at an illness that is different than anything that we've seen within our lifetime? The first thing that we can do is related to the 5 practices of particularly resilient people. We can embrace our own vulnerability. Rather than getting angry, rather than yelling at people, we can embrace our humanity. We can look internally and we can take stock of how we are feeling on the inside and allow our inside selves to match the selves that we show to the world. It's okay to feel scared at this time. It's okay to feel uncertain. It's okay to feel overwhelmed by the political climate, the environmental climate, and now we're all facing these global health concerns. So being vulnerable doesn't mean weakness. It means talking to the people around you about how you feel so that you can get the resources and the help that you need in these times of change, challenge, and complexity. Productive perseverance is this interplay between whether or not we maintain the mission. If that means our business model, if that means holding a team meeting or a conference, or whether we release a product or service at this time, maintaining the mission versus pivoting in a new direction. We're all gonna need to think in a new and flexible and more agile way about our business environment for the next couple of months ahead. We all have a sense of fear. Maybe it's a big sense of fear, maybe it's a little sense of fear, but there's a bit of fear inside of all of us. And with the practice of connection, we listen to ourselves, we listen to our thoughts, we listen to our feelings, we trust our gut, and we connect deeply with what that experience is moment to moment. As leaders, what that also means is that we connect deeply to our communities. Because you see, we have this experience of faith and we have an experience of fear. And you can't see faith and you can't see fear. And so what we have the opportunity to do as leaders is to decide which one of those we're going to invest in. Are we going to have faith that we can step forward with the resources, with the power, with the ingenuity at this moment to make our businesses, our communities, our families better, to support people in this time of need when humanity needs us the most? Or will we step back? Will we go into a place of fear? Will we become angry, short, aggressive? Will we other and keep ourselves separate and walled off? Because any time we're faced with fear, there's also an opportunity to be courageous and brave. You see, courage and bravery doesn't exist without the presence of fear. But as we look at the coronavirus globally, this is a single experience, a single virus that is knitting us together in our collective humanity. And we can allow this to bring us together, to make us closer, to allow us to rally together, or we can allow it to fracture us and pull us apart. And so I would invite us to think about our own humanity and how we can stay connected and care for each other in times such as these that are incredibly uncertain. I was walking home from the store the other day and I saw people honking at each other and yelling at each other on the street. And certainly fewer people are taking public transportation right now and more people are wanting to drive individually. If we can assume that everyone is doing the best that they can, if we can assume positive intent, even if someone treats us in a way that doesn't feel good, even when someone goes to a place that feels low, we can stay high. If we remember that everyone's doing the best that they can, and most people didn't wake up in the morning saying, how can I make things worse? We all collectively want to make things better. It's so easy when we feel afraid to want to hide or to want to close the door or to wall ourselves off, whether that's physically or emotionally. But as leaders, people need to hear from us. Our employees need to hear from us. Our children need to hear from us. Our communities need to hear from us. And what that means is we need to get out from behind our desks, from behind the doors of our offices, and from behind the doors of our homes, and to be present for our community, for our employees, for our people, and give them a sense of reassurance. Whether we're able to connect with people's experience or not, we share as humans the common ability to be empathetic with one another. And if we can imagine, if we can put ourselves in the shoes of people, of vulnerable populations who are older adults, people who are immunocompromised, this is incredibly scary for a number of people and a number of people's loved ones. And to remember with empathy that we can treat each other with kindness, we can treat each other with love, and we can stay connected.